Yeah, check this out. I put 1 drop of blood from these mullet in here. Yeah, you don't think these guys know what time it is, do you? That shark right there is grown something crazy. Alright guys, I got some finger mullet and a grounding rod I was going to talk to you guys about, so stay tuned. What is going on out there, my reptile junkies? And fish videos, so fish junkies too, right?
Yeah.
A little bit of safety stuff about the saltwater pond, and I guess some other stuff, because I've had a lot of interest in it still. A lot of people ask questions about the saltwater pond here.
And complain because we don't post quite as much. So
yeah, and I don't show it a whole lot of love, you know. It's just, we got so much stuff, it's really hard to juggle. And so I just kind of gauge what you guys are asking questions about and what we talk about. But I also had some safety concerns for you guys about this saltwater pond. And like I said earlier in the opening clip, we've got some mullet and a ground rod. And
very cool feature.
Yeah. What are you gonna do with the mullet and the ground rod? I got this one off of Amazon. It was like 12 bucks. I got 2 of them actually. One of them's out here.
And they're very inexpensive.
Yes, and highly recommended, guys.
Absolutely.
And really, I guess, let me show y'all another clip real quick as to how we got to this point. Alright, so I don't know if you guys can see that. I broke the cover in the process, but I got the ground. You put it to that screw. It goes on over to here, and there's the ground rod. Like I said, I know it's probably dark in here, but I've got it in the sump, and it seems to be working, but let's go test it out. Y'all stay tuned, it's gonna be good. Alright, I got the ground rod in. I'm gonna be doing a video here in a minute. You know, talking about the ground rod, but I gotta test and make sure that it's not shocking you anymore. Now I could take my shoes off and I could just touch this wood right here, and it would give me a pretty good jolt, guys. So, and April took a jolt. And also what I found out, which was crazy, is earlier when she was in here, I had shoes on and she didn't. And I touched it and it wouldn't shock me with shoes on, but I could touch her and it shocked her. I mean, it shocked her pretty good. So I'm going to set the camera down over here and call her in here and stick my hand in the water and we'll see what happens and make sure it's working. Stay tuned. Hey, babe. April. April?
What?
Come here for just a second.
Alright, hurry up. I've got food cooking.
Hold this. Stand over there.
Hold what?
Just stand right. Yeah, right over there. Hold this right here.
Alright. What are you doing? Ah! You're awful.
What?
I already know what that's like. You've already done that to me once. Butthole.
Did it shock you?
No. Ah.
It works. So now maybe you got a little bit more perspective on exactly what happened. But anyways, yes, I come out here barefoot. This is a Rubbermaid tub, and it sits on a concrete slab.
As you can see.
Now, like I said, I've heard there's always, you know, some free floating electricity. Water with salt, you know, that has any salinity content, electricity flows easier through that. Pumps over time, they start breaking down, and when I stuck my hand down that water and it jolted me, it was very noticeable. So much so that, like you'd seen in the video where I used April as kind of a test, which I hit her with the back of my hand. If you watch real close in the video, I used the back of my hand, so if it did shock me again, I wouldn't be holding on to her. You know, at least one of us could call 911.
Yeah, he's lying.
Well, you called 911 to me last time, so that's another story. But went on Amazon. There's several different ground rods. Some of them have a plug-in. This one, you actually ground it to the stud. I mean, you know, just right in the middle of that cover on your electrical socket. If you look them up, you'll see it. They're
Really
like
cheap,
12
really
bucks.
easy to install.
And where did the suction cup go? I just dropped the suction cup. It just,
Sorry guys.
you just want to make sure it didn't fall in the pond.
Here it is.
Yeah, when the fish would eat it. But yeah, I put one so far. I got 2 of them. They were 12 bucks, like I said, on Amazon. Dr. Foster's, I think, they're about 15 bucks. Theirs actually has a plug in, so you don't have to remove the screw. So it might be worth the extra money to you. Anyway, the fish wasn't showing any kind of sign.
But it's amazing at the fact that you can actually feel the electricity come through this wood from this Tupperware. You could feel it without even touching the Tupperware. You could feel it on the wood without that.
Throw them a couple of pieces of food. I'm gonna throw some feeding clips in at the end, guys, from under the water. I figured I'd show you. Anyhow,
And this guy's done awesome.
and that's
this
the
is
guy
from
that's the Remora we brought back from Florida.
He is so crazy looking.
Yeah.
It always looks like he's upside down. Just
Hey.
crazy.
Feed him too.
Crazy cool.
There's the grouper.
Oh, the grouper's like, nope, that's mine.
Get him some mullet.
He is such a cool fish, though.
But
Oh,
April.
I missed it.
April got a heck of a jolt when she come out here and just touched the wood initially. After I made mention of it, she was barefoot. So I added that probe rod, guys. So, like I said, I got 2 of them. I added one to the sump so far.
Look at that. Oh. He was shaking it. He's got that mullet.
You gonna get it?
I think so. Look. Oh.
He
He
might not.
doesn't know whether he likes that or not.
That's, I can't believe you got me. I was trying to get it to the head. Yeah.
Yep.
I bet
There we
you
go.
did.
Well,
You didn't need it.
I don't think he's impressed.
He wasn't impressed with the mullet.
But
Insane.
this one was, and so is the grouper. So.
I can't believe it.
Oh, the stingray's trying to
Yeah, I
eat
can't
it.
leave that in there. No, I can't
No.
believe he didn't eat it.
We gotta get that out.
So like I was saying, guys, I put the probe in just the sump. I disconnected everything one by one. These outlets, they are a GFI outlet. So it should, in theory, trip.
Oh. He's decided he wants it now. The stingray's not giving it back.
That stingray cannot eat that piece.
No, but the shark's like, hey, get off of my fish.
So now, as you saw from the video, there's no electrical current.
He's looking
I
at
was
me.
saying I did disconnect everything one pump at a time. I think I had narrowed it down to the 2 pumps that are shorting out, so I am going to go ahead and replace them as well. But the ground rods, April's barefoot right now, as you saw in the video where I done my test. I'm sorry I used it for a guinea pig, but
Not the first time there. See? Not the first time. I
Well,
appreciate it.
I was the guinea pig that got stung by the lionfish, and I've never told that story before.
That was horrible.
Lionfish are venomous. A lot of people don't know that. They have, I believe it's 18 venomous spines, and there he is right there. You can probably
Yeah,
get a
but
good
no,
shot.
I think a lot of people know that they're venomous, but they don't realize how venomous or how it's going to affect them if they get stung.
Well, I took 3 spines. The more spines you take, the more venom you get. This was before we really got into YouTube when he got me. I was out here feeding, that's why I use tongs. I get lax sometimes and I don't use tongs. I was feeding the sharks. One of the sharks got too close, and there's a good shot of that lionfish. One of the sharks got too close, and I jerked my hand back from the shark, and it was not like the lionfish charged me or anything, guys. I mean, I just slammed my hand directly into the lionfish, and I took 3 spines to the back of the hand, and my words were, "Oh shoot," you know. And April was at the computer over there, and she said, "What happened?" I said, "I just got stung by a lionfish." Well, it was like a rose bush spike, you know, at the beginning. There was no pain associated other than the initial prick that I got. nothing awful. Well, April said her next thought was, well, they're venomous, right? So yeah, they are. They got some level of venom. Well, what's gonna happen? I don't know. And then she's like,
I was
dummy?
really disappointed in the fact that he had not researched this farther.
Normally,
Normally, we know the level of any type of sting, venom, whatever. He did not know about the lionfish. I had to look it up after he got stung, which was insane.
And I was getting to that, but I was going to be a little bit more,
Yeah, he's going to hide it. I'm not.
So, yeah, I had no idea. And I said, I have no idea. And she's like, exactly what she just said. Dude,
dummy.
What? You got this poisonous fish, and you don't know. I was like, I have no idea. Well, as she's reading, she ain't no longer got out of her mouth that it said pain comes on in about 10 to 15 minutes. And man, guys, when that pain come on, it was like somebody had a lit cigarette under them 3 wounds on my knuckles and it was puffing on them. It was awful. Well, instinctively, you want to run, right away and put cold water on it. Well, that's the worst thing you can do.
And that's a really good tip. People need to know that.
That's the worst thing you can do. Hot water is what slows and stops the poison. From what we researched, the
warm
poison
water,
is
not hot water, warm water.
It's a protein-based venom that comes out of them guys, and the warm water counteracts it, it stops it. When I was feeling fine, April had got my hand in the warm water.
Well, not fine. He was in pain, but okay.
April got my hand in the warm water, and everything was seeming all right at the time. Another interesting fact about that with the warm water, before going any further, they do like these guys are another invasive to Florida. That's another fish that has just decimated. They really don't have a whole lot of natural predators, in and around that area.
And they're absolutely amazing.
But they do like competitions, and they're a delicacy. They say they're really good to eat. They tell people to actually take a thermos of warm water with them in case they were to be stung. Well, I laid down on the couch at that point, and I got the worst nausea. Oh my God, it was awful. Last thing I remember is going down the hall and turning the corner of the hallway, and which April can tell you the rest from there.
Yeah, and then he collapsed into the wall with the water still in hand. I mean, just conked out, no idea what was going on. It was crazy. Scared the crap out of me. I called 911.
Which the paramedic calls back and says,
we live in a small town.
Yeah, y'all are at the lake at freshwater, hitting a lionfish. That's a saltwater fish, right? And April said, her is like, oh God, these people know what they're doing.
Yeah, I'm telling him he got stung by a lionfish. He's like, what? A lionfish? What is that? And so I had no faith in these people whatsoever. Freaking out. It was horrible.
I come to in the floor and, like still on the mission to get to the bathroom. Like it never,
Want
I
a
never
shower.
stopped.
Yeah.
I hit the floor like shit.
No recollection of what had just happened.
And it was like, I still got to get in there. And I went in there and I threw my guts up. It was awful.
Really bad.
Started feeling better other than the burning sensation in my hand or a set of 3 spikes across my fingers. It was insane. April calls she got a marine biologist on the phone because she said she was talking about the paramedics had no faith
clue
in them when they called.
They were on Google looking up the same thing I'm looking up, which is not okay.
She gets on the phone with this guy and he says, well, what happened? She said, he hit the floor, come back, everything's good. And he told her, he should be fine. He's through the worst of it. Either everybody has a different reaction to venom. Next time could be worse. You get more spines. I don't know. But that was my run-in with the lionfish. And it really scared me. It scared me at that point because April, like she said, I hit the floor like I was having a seizure. And the paramedics got here. They sat here with us for a little bit. I did not go by ambulance or anything. They hooked me up though. My blood pressure was low, way low, and my temperature was elevated. But other than that, everything, they kept checking my vitals, and I was fine.
But they also told us that was a first time for them.
Yeah.
It was an experience.
And they didn't charge us anything.
No, they came in, looked at all the animals.
God, I wish I
They said they learned something from the experience.
If we would have had YouTube at that time, it would have been awesome, or been doing YouTube at that time.
I don't think I would have been filming anything. He thinks it would have been awesome. It was horrible for me.
That guy was
scary.
a little bitty guy at that time. He was probably about that big, maybe about that big when he got me.
Don't underestimate him. Don't underestimate him.
And everybody's different. Some people may get stung, no big deal. Everybody's system is different. So
you look it up online, though. Not many people are going to go through that and come out on the better end. It's going to be bad all the way around. You're going to survive, but it hurts, and it's not good for you.
It hurt. It's the worst pain I felt. I've been stung by a jellyfish before. It was, to me, worse. It was on the same kind of lines as that kind of like something boring into your pores, and it's on fire. There's nothing you can do about it. Horrific. And that's mainly what this video was about, was, you know, safety warnings, the electrocution thing, not cool. Be safe, guys. You know, aquarists, or people that do aquariums and stuff, you know, you're more likely to die by electrical shock than...
Yeah, we found that out from our plumber, actually.
I mean, so more, that's what, you know, our hobby...
plumber / electrician.
Our hobby is really ranked as a deadly hobby, because you got to think about that,
He said
too.
just people with fish tanks die all the time from just that.
Joe the plumber's thing, cleaning out his tank, knocks his light over in there, lights out. You know, it's the same thing as dropping a blow dryer in there. So
be careful, guys.
The more power heads you have, you know, I would recommend those are about 2 years old. 2 to 3 years old, you might want to think about changing your pumps out. I'm fixing to go through, like I said, I've got it isolated to the 2 pumps. It's really causing me an issue with it right now. I'm going to go through, change them out, you know, some others. And I got kids to take care of, so I don't want to walk in here and something that I enjoy be on that Fatal Attractions.
Yeah. With many animals that we have.
I told you this stuff was going to kill you. Anyway, guys.
Nobody would be surprised. We hear that all the time.
Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed that little clip. It happened. I wanted to share it with you guys. I hate to hear one of y'all out there was playing around with this kind of thing.
Scary experience.
It's a good jolt.
Please don't do that.
It's a good jolt. So, ground probes, $12 will save your life. Go ahead, if you're doing any kind of aquarium, I'm going to put one in the reef. Like I said, I've never run into it before, but it happens.
And feed your lionfish with tongs.
Yeah, with tongs. Yeah.
Trey was not a genius there.
Feed your lionfish with tongs.
Yeah, tongs. That's, you know, that's always a better deal when you have something that's poisonous or harmful. A 6-foot lizard, you know, same thing with Poseidon. He's awesome. However,
take a bite from him.
You know, they are food driven when it's time to eat.
That's right.
Please, for your own safety.
Y'all see me hold him, and I know people's made comments. Oh, he's cool.
He's great.
He's cool, but he
they
is a
can't
big. He's not.
Sometimes figure out the difference between your hand and food.
The tegu, same way. I've talked about that in other videos.
The tegu is worse than Poseidon.
There's a lot of stuff that'll mess your world up in a hurry. You know, from the centipedes to some of the tarantulas.
Just take caution, guys. That's all.
If you want something to cuddle with,
get a cat or a dog.
Yeah, or a like Sal, his prairie dog.
Oh, yes.
We can't have prairie dogs.
Hey, but even those guys, we've had.
Get you something snuggly.
You have to be careful still.
This stuff is look at stuff, and we're going to get into an update in another video. Thanks again, Chuck. All the critters are doing good. Got in from work, just cut the lights on, fixing to get out here and do some work. Want to share that with you guys, so that's it. That's all I got for you tonight. I sure hope you enjoyed it. Stay safe out there. Have a good week. And guys, we'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching.